Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for light, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names, pushing through the night, feeling small,
The green light's on.
seeking the answers.
Well, welcome to our 75th anniversary interviews here with Karen Embree today to talk about her time in the church and her experiences. And so, how did you become a member of St. James?
Well, we owned the farm over by Warren, and we had rented it out for several years. But when we finally moved down here to the farm in 1999, we were looking for a new church because I wasn't going to drive to Fort Wayne every day or every Sunday. So I started looking around and discovered there's only two Missouri Synod Lutheran churches in the area, one in Huntington and one in Marion.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Now I think there's one in Roanoke, but there wasn't one at that time.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I visited both of them, and this one was air conditioned.
Oh, really? Oh, they weren't air conditioned at the time?
No.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that.
So I know that's a silly reason.
No, but it's not a bad reason in the summer.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's when we were doing this, and so yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Oh, okay. And you're talking about Fort Wayne because you were a Lutheran school teacher in Fort Wayne?
Yes, and I continued to teach for the next 10 years. I continued to teach till 2009.
Oh, okay. Now, where did you teach up there?
I taught at a little country school. At the time I started, it was called St. John Flat Rock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By the time I left, it was called St. John Emmanuel because they merged with
it's another
changed the
congregation.
name and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Now, what did you teach?
I taught the itty bitties. I taught pre-K and kindergarten.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
sounds like
so
fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Most of the guys on the faculty would have said there was no way they were going into the classroom, but I enjoyed it. So.
And you went to River Forest.
I did go to River Forest. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So a Lutheran school teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. I was born and bred Lutheran.
So you grew up Lutheran then?
I did grow up Lutheran, and I have two brothers and a sister-in-law who also graduated from River Forest.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it kind of runs in the family.
Okay. Now, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
now people kind of flinch when I tell them.
Oh, yeah, the water
At the
crisis.
time they didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Michigan's a very different state. I spent a year up there on Vicarage, and I enjoyed it up there. But it's very distinctively Midwest, but it's very different than Indiana and Ohio.
Oh yes.
Very much more of a very outdoor state.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'd never left Michigan until we moved down here to Fort Wayne. I'd never been out of the state of Michigan, so
wow.
it was like traveling to a foreign country to come to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, and people who live in Michigan, Indiana understand that, but they're right next to each other, but they are different. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. So, what roles and positions have you held at St. James through the years?
I've not held any positions, as I would call it, positions. I've been I've been a greeter. Oh. I'm a lay reader, which I love.
A very good lay reader, by the way.
Thank you.
I can always distinctively hear you. So
Well, I have had people tell me before, I like it when you read because I can hear you.
Yes.
It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
That's the whole object of being a reader to me, but okay. I've also helped with VBS. I've helped with the Nativity Walk. I've been in the women's ministry. I'm in Kids Hope. So, yeah.
That's right. How long have you been in Kids Hope?
Since I retired, I retired in 2009. I think I started in Kids Hope in 2010.
Oh, okay.
Or 2010.
So about 15 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy it. It kind of keeps my toe in the water of teaching, but
Sure.
but I don't have a lot of responsibility.
Right,
So
right.
yes.
What are some people that have had a big impact on you at St. James?
I thought about that, and I don't know that there are really specific people that have. I think the congregation as a whole has had an influence on me. It's a very friendly, outgoing congregation,
Yes.
and I really appreciate that. The other thing I really appreciate is that people are willing to step up and do things,
Right.
which I'm sure you, as a pastor, and you've expressed it before.
Yes.
I mean, as a Lutheran teacher, there's a lot of stuff that gets shoved on you.
Yes. Yes.
And the same as being a
Right.
pastor.
Right.
So it's refreshing to be in a place where there are a lot of people that are willing to do a lot of stuff. And I guess I kind of needed that kind of a congregation when I left teaching, because I was a little bit burned out on all the responsibility. It was like, yeah, I want to be in the Lutheran church. I want to be a church member, but I don't want to lead anything anymore.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
it was refreshing to be in a situation where people step up and
Right.
do what they should be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Are there some events or stories that stand out in your mind of your time here at St. James?
I would say the Nativity Walk. I've really enjoyed that. I haven't done it the last several years because they always do it the first weekend in December, which is great. But my sister chose the first weekend in December to have a sister's weekend. So,
Oh, okay.
since she's 10 years older than me, she kind of gets preference.
Sure.
So, but I've always enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed, when I first retired, they were hosting a women's non-denominational Bible study on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. That was good. And I know they would still be doing it, except that it disbanded. But I really liked that also.
Yeah.
So I would say those are the two things that have made the most impact on me, I guess.
Sure. What are any significant changes that have stood out since the time you've been here?
The one thing that I can think of, and this to some people is probably going to sound weird, but St. James has come back to being a true Missouri Synod Lutheran church.
Oh, okay.
For a while, there were some things that they were doing that, to me, weren't truly Missouri Synod Lutheran.
Oh, okay.
So, but they've come back to that, and I appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's so how has St. James impacted your faith walk?
well, part of it is just like I said before, the fact that people are so willing to come forward and help with different things. That has helped me. It's also, the people are very generous as far as helping when you have a problem or
Right.
something, like when Larry died. There were so many people that sent cards and reached out, and
Yeah.
that really affected me.
Yeah.
Not just in my faith walk, but in my personal life also. But yeah, it's just a really good congregation. The people are, they live their faith,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah, it's a very, very vibrant congregation that likes to
Yes.
get things done and move forward and doesn't seem to be too afraid of trying new things either, which
Yes.
is
Yeah. And that's good. All of that is great. And that's
Yeah.
the way that the church is supposed to be, but that's not the way that it always is.
right, right.
So, yeah. But,
Now, you gave a presentation to Forever Young,
I did.
and that was on your trip to Laos,
Yes.
and
Laos and Thailand.
that was to visit your grandkids, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. They are over there running a coffee cafe,
Cool.
coffee plantation.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the official
Sure.
version of
Sure.
it.
Yeah, I think everybody enjoyed that. That was very, very distinct and different.
I enjoyed doing that. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but only because of the technology of getting the pictures up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The speaking part, I mean, as a teacher, I've done that lots of times. But
Sure.
yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed sharing that
Yeah.
with it. So
So, do you have any hopes for St. James in the future?
I would hope that they would grow a little bit. I don't want them to become a mega church,
Oh, yeah.
but I think that they could grow a little bit.
Right.
And I really hope that and I see it happening. I hope that they bring in the young people.
Yeah.
But I do see that that's happening.
It is it is, yeah, because some of these families are inviting their friends and they're coming and they're repeatedly coming. So
Right. So I'm glad to see that, because for a few years I kept thinking, this is a dying congregation.
yeah.
Because we are an old congregation,
Yes,
and I'm
yeah.
among them. I admit
Yeah.
that. But when you go up for communion and you see everybody lining up there, and you think, wow, there aren't any young people
I know.
here. But that is beginning to change, and I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, that's been a positive thing. So
Yeah, and I don't know how, other than people inviting people, I don't know how you attract young people. But
yeah, I mean, in a sense, to attract young people, you have to have young people. You know?
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, yeah, the greatest evangelism technique is just that people inviting their friends.
Right.
I mean, it just is, and so yeah.
Yeah, and they do a lot for the young people. I like that. They have an active youth group here, even though there's not a huge amount of kids. They
Right.
do have an active youth group, and I like that. And they do some really neat things with them. So that's good.
Yeah, the kids are a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a fun group.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything I didn't ask you, or you wanted to add, or anything, or?
Not that I can think of.
Oh, okay.
So you did a great job as an interviewer.
Oh, thanks. What happened?
So who knows? Maybe we'll see you on the news one
Oh,
of
no.
these days. So
Well, thanks for coming in. Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. You're welcome.
And we will see you next time. Peace out.
Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for life, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names, pushing through the night, feeling small, seeking the answers stall, windows of gray, stained with hue, where our mission shines through. Heaven's wounds are healed, faith in motion, spirits move. In this place we find our groove. In the dark streets, hope we find, unity glowing, love unbind. Hands reaching out, lifting high. In St. James, we never die our dark streets, hope we find, unity glowing, love unbind. Hands reaching out, lifting high. In St. James, we never die.